Greetings, friend, entrepreneur, and fellow business builder. I'm Marketing Master Jim Ackerman, and welcome to BizKaboom, YouTube's program for small business marketing. Coming up on today's program, Eylett of Edge Promos will be with us. Ethan is a specialist in ad specialties, and believe me, there's a lot more to it than pens, mugs, and t-shirts. He'll have some great ideas for us. We're going to talk about referral systems today. You know, everybody knows they should have one. Few people do. Today you'll discover how to do it. Marketing Master Coach Paul Furse will be joining us today as well. You know, one of the most overlooked marketing principles is upselling and add-on selling. And Paul will be talking about a systematic approach to increase your average ticket with these techniques. And on today's show, our 30-second marketer's tip of the day segment, just a little something you can put into play today to boost sales and profits. All this and more. So let's get started helping you get more customers who will pay you more money more often, the fastest, easiest, most cost-effective ways possible, right here on BizKaboom Small Business Marketing. Well, everybody knows what this is, right? Everybody's seen a stress ball. A little deceiving, though. Have you seen a stress tomato? Yeah, it's a stress tomato, a stress ball in a funny shape. This is a specialty advertising item. Everybody uses specialty advertising items, but they don't use them very well. But I've got somebody here who does. His name is Eylett. He is a specialist in specialty advertising and one of the owners of Edge Promos. Let's welcome him now. Ethan, come on in.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, good to see you. You're looking good there. Nice stuff here. This is cute, clever, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are some goggles we did for an event company. In fact, these are the same.
Same outfit. Sure.
Yeah, it's a big, huge tomato fight. So, you know, that's the event.
Kids will be kids. And then I noticed you brought in a inner tube as well.
Yeah, that's another event. We do a lot of stuff for event companies. And you've heard of the big events like the Color Run and,
right.
and Color Me Rad. And there's some new ones. Slide the City, Tomato Festival, Lantern Festival.
So these things are all almost specialty item based. I mean, without the specialty items, they don't have an event, really.
Well, so their job is to create value for the buyer of the ticket.
Entertainment value in that particular case.
So there's the obvious entertainment of attending the event, but they really gain a lot by giving away a lot of free stuff. And so what better thing to give away if your event is a tomato fight than a tomato, a little tomato that's a stress ball.
Sure. Yeah.
And these are more, protection really, but you know, if you're going to do something, you might as well brand it. So we had these made for them. They're custom branded for their event. So
terrific, clever ideas. Yeah. All right, so the whole thing about specialty items seems to me is to have clever ideas, and yet most small businesses in particular never think outside the box. They think in terms of pens and t-shirts and mugs, and that's about as far as they go. What other kinds of things should they be looking at, should they be thinking about when it comes to specialty items? And maybe let's back up even before that. What do they get out of it? Why should a small business, not event related necessarily, but why should I do specialty items beyond mugs and pens? Well,
first of all, the point of a specialty item or a promo item is to get your name out there. I mean, that's why you have your logo printed on it. The point of having your logo on there is so that it's advertising that just goes on and on and on. Well, if you don't select something that people are actually going to use, so the first key is thinking of something that people are going to want to hold on to. You go to trade shows and you see a lot of freebies that people give out, and you think to yourself, this is going to the trash as soon as I get home.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no use. Absolutely no use. Stress ball has a lot of use. A swim ring, a lot of use. It's gonna go to the pool with your kids for summers and summers on end. So the key is thinking of something that's going to get a lot of use out of it. Because if the customer you're giving it to, the potential customer, is actually using it in some way, then it's doing its job. Your logo's out there. People are seeing it. like T-shirts. People think, wow, am I really going to get a lot out of giving away a free T-shirt? Well, on average, people wear their free T-shirt for 2 years, or they keep it around for 2 years before they actually throw it away. So that's 2 years of your brand being out there, being looked at.
And now that's an interesting one because, you give them a T-shirt, and that's inexpensive, and it's there for 2 years. And of course, the person wearing it knows where it came from, but the people who see it also become aware. But what about other kinds of apparel? I mean, that's the in-the-box way to think. Yep. Let's do a T-shirt.
Absolutely.
How could you take the apparel concept and take it to the next level?
Well, the cool thing is where the promo industry's come in the past, decade or so, is really going beyond the traditional T-shirt. You can basically imprint your name, your company name, your brand on any piece of apparel you can think of. So the best way to put it is just basically, if you can think it, it can be done. And that goes, that can be said with apparel. So you've got hats, bags, golf bags, hoodies, jackets. And a lot of these huge name brands have provided ways for companies to print on their stuff. You've heard of Eddie Bauer.
Sure.
Nike, most of all of Nike's line we have access to, and they've really, when they've manufactured their products, they've thought, okay, how can we manufacture this in a way that companies can take advantage of our products and also slap their logo on there too.
And that's really interesting because then you've got the borrowed credibility of a Nike or a big name brand that you get to put your own thing on. And so there's and it says something about quality as well. A T-shirt is a T-shirt is a T-shirt. But when you do a Nike T-shirt or you do a Nike jacket, for example, or something along those lines, you're making a statement about your company's quality that goes above and beyond the T-shirt and the ball cap kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What about non-conventional ways to use promotional products? We normally think, hey, I'm going to buy 100 pens, stick them in a mug at the end of the desk and let my customers walk away with them. That's not very out-of-the-box thinking. What other ways can we use, small businesses in particular, can they use specialty items to either cement relationships with existing clients or get the word out about their company?
Well, some ideas, based off of some of the things we've done for some of our clients, for example, is one thing we've tried to do is think of ways that we can help our customers' businesses pull in the kids. So, for example, a lot of these event companies, they have kids that come. So, tattoos, little temporary tattoos. Kids love temporary tattoos. I brought home some sample temporary tattoos from one of our event customers, and I gave some to my kids, and I gave them a little stack. And I didn't know this, but they took them to school. And the next day, my daughter came back and she said, when can I get some more of those tattoos? Everybody at school is wanting to know when they can get some more tattoos. So that's kind of fun. One of our big customers is a solar power company. They go door to door. They do door-to-door sales, solar sales. And that's something that's big for them because when they're knocking doors, there's kids playing in the neighborhood. The kids sometimes answer the door. And so they're trying to win over the business of the adult. But if they can give something to the little kids that's got the logo on it, it's like their kids are then going to the bathroom and throwing on a temporary tattoo that says the name of the company. So that's an idea.
That is outside of the box thinking.
So trying to pull the kids in.
What about things like rewards for salespeople or gift with purchase for customers, things like that?
For salespeople, there's really anything. It's all the perceived value. So for companies that have a lot of employees that they want to they want to give something nice as a gift to their employees. We see a lot of the more expensive stuff, some high-end apparel, like this polo shirt, for example, is a Nike polo it's rather expensive. They do a lot of that stuff. There's some really, really nice backpacks that people really, really love. You can brand, like I said, you can brand anything. Backpacks is huge. Hats.
Sure.
The solar companies, since they do a lot of door-to-door stuff, and they have to take the customer out in the front yard and point to them because they're going to ask, well, where would you put the solar panels on my house? So they have we've branded some really, really high-end military-grade laser pointers
Oh, wow.
that they're able to point in broad daylight to the roof and say, hey, this is where your solar panel is going to go. So, I mean,
And then when you give that as a gift to a prospect, it invokes reciprocation.
Yep.
And they feel like, well, he's given me this nice thing, I need to give back, and so I'll do business with him, kind of a thing.
So,
excellent idea. From a promotional perspective as well, we talk a lot about dimensional campaigns, and we're going to have you back and talk about that more. But what basically is a dimensional campaign, and how's it work?
Yeah, dimensional campaigns are great. I think they're the absolute most creative way to really make a first impression and grab a customer. For example, when you get a toothbrush in the mail from your dentist, or a private investigator sends you a magnifying glass in the mail, or something like that, that's dimensional. It has something to do with what it is you do. It's not just getting a refrigerator magnet in the mail from a company or getting their business card or a flyer. It's something that really, it stands out a lot more because it's the essence of, it's super creative.
Yeah, where a mere envelope comes in the mail, it's easy to throw that away. If that envelope is lumpy, or if it's actually in a box, that's going to get opened.
Absolutely. So like if I owned a pizza shop, I would think about sending my customers a little pizza box about this big, and you can get a little pizza cutter inside with maybe a coupon, and they open it, it looks like a Domino's box, and they open it up, and there's a pizza cutter in there. There's your promo item that they're going to keep for a long time. It's going to be hanging around the kitchen forever, and that's going to go a lot further than just sending a brochure or something.
Or a coupon.
Exactly,
right.
Or a coupon.
So folks, the message for us here is pretty simple and straightforward. The specialty items business, you can virtually get anything, anytime. The trick is for you as the marketer to think outside the box, think a little bit differently. And, the good news is the specialists like Ethan can help you figure out what to do, how to package it, and how to make it as effective as possible. And if you are interested in doing that, well, how would my viewers get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, then go to our website, edgepromos.com. That's probably the best way to get a hold of us. Yeah.
So edgepromos.com. Ethan, thanks so much for being with us. We'll have you back and talk about this kind of stuff a little bit later on. Thanks so much. And you stay tuned because we have more. Welcome back. And welcome to a segment we like to call Teachy Time, where we share with you profit-proven, cash-generating principles, strategies, and tactics of marketing, and tell you what to do and how to do it so you can make more money. Today we're going to talk about the advantages of referral selling. Everybody likes referrals, right? I mean, when somebody walks in off the street and have been referred, you have no upfront cost of acquiring the lead. You have an easier close, a faster close, a higher unit of sale, less price sensitivity or competitive shopping, greater long-term loyalty from the customer, and guess what? A customer who's been referred is more likely to refer. There's no downside to referrals, is there? Except one thing, they tend to be incidental rather than systematic. They're hard to predict. But if you put in a referral system, specifically an incentive-based referral system, you can systemize referrals so they're far more predictable in your business. Now, there's two kinds of referral system. The first is a passive referral system. It provides an incentive to your customers for them to refer their friends. Now, the good news is the resulting referrals are usually a lie-down sale on the spot as soon as they walk through the door. The downside is you don't get control of the names, so you may have to wait for that referral to come through the door. Now remember, you're incentivizing your customers to get their friends, relatives, neighbors, and business associates to come in and do business with you. The other kind of program is what we call the proactive incentive-based referral system. And in a proactive system, you still provide an incentive to your customers for referring their friends, relatives, neighbors, and business associates. The resulting referrals, however, may take some additional relationship building on your part. But you do get the control of the names, so you can proactively market to them and build that relationship. Now, if you're going to actually do these things in your business, and you should, there are 7 keys to successful referral systems, and here they are. Number 1 is obvious. You have to provide an incentive to your customers so that they will refer their friends. Number 2, you have to provide an incentive to the referral themselves, give them a reason to come in and do business with you. This could be dollars off or some kind of special discount or value-added deal. You're going to need some support materials, certificates, letters, those kinds of things to promote the program. You're going to need scripts for your salespeople. You're going to need training for your salespeople and your staff so they all can participate in promoting the referral system. You're going to need tracking systems to reward your customers for the referrals, and you're going to need a tracking system to actually measure the predictable referrals you can get each month and can predict how many or what percentage of your business will come through referrals to make sure the system's actually working. Now, if you do all of these things, the good news is the program will begin to snowball. Your customers will get excited about it. They'll start to send in their referrals. You'll provide them with the reward, which will only get them excited to send in more referrals. And as I say, it will snowball. When it does, eventually you could get to a place where the only marketing you need to do is referrals. Hey, wouldn't that be wonderful? And that's Teachy time for today. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Well, BizKaboom Small Business Marketing is all about marketing, but the culmination of the marketing effort always has to result in a sale, or all the marketing effort is just wasted. Well, we're going to talk about sales right now with marketing coach Paul Furse. Now, Paul has been managing and/or consulting small businesses for more than 20 years. As a regional manager in one of the world's largest corporations, he regularly consulted hundreds of small business clients on improving sales volume, profitability, cash flow, and morale. Paul was brought in to turn around a badly underperforming operation. With his leadership, the regional service center quadrupled its volume, repeatedly set production records, achieved the lowest cost per account ratio in the nation, and received the coveted Most Improved Office Award. Paul is also an entrepreneur who has built several small business ventures. As a principle-centered marketing coach, he brings all of this experience to the benefit of your enterprise, along with his unique analytical skills and the powerful principles, strategies, and tactics of the principle-centered marketing system. With that build-up, what more can we say? Let's welcome right now marketing coach Paul Furse. Paul?
Hello, Jim.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So, sales and marketing, right? There's that ongoing argument that says, is sales part of marketing or is marketing part of sales?
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't care what the answer to that question is.
Doesn't really matter.
We do know, however, that at the end of the day, a sale has to take place, or whoever's doing the selling doesn't make any money, either on the basis of the individual salesperson, or more importantly, the enterprise, the small business enterprise. Now, one of the things that you talk about most eloquently among all the sales trainers that I've known is this idea of risk evaluation and assessment. And we're talking about the risk that is being experienced by the prospect,
Right.
that the salesperson has to be able to evaluate in order to know how to proceed. Why don't you explain that just a little bit for us right away?
Well, I spent the bulk of my professional life trying to get out of sales because, frankly, I didn't like what I kept being told to do. All of my managers, all of my sales trainers wanted me to manipulate people. They wanted me to get them to say things that they didn't really mean. Close this door before you go through the next. Just manipulative stuff that I didn't enjoy. I never liked. And it wasn't until I came upon this risk scale idea that things started to click for me. Everybody making a purchase faces some level of risk, whether they're buying a pack of gum at the corner newsstand or a multi-million-dollar material handling package for their new automated warehouse.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And everything in between. Now, obviously, the person buying the pack of gum, nobody cares. It's $1.15, and yeah, I don't like the gum. I throw it away. I buy another one.
Right.
The material handling package, on the other hand, I mess that up. It could be my company's future, could be my future, could be my marriage, could be everything.
Yeah.
Significantly high level of personal risk involved in that kind of a purchase. Now,
as you alluded to, there's a big difference between the pack of gum and the multi-million-dollar materials handling system. And most of our viewers are somewhere in between in terms of what they actually sell, right?
Absolutely.
So how does that small businessman or woman, somebody who either is managing a staff of 2 or 3 salespeople or doing the selling themselves in a small business, how do they utilize this idea? How do they assess that risk that the prospect is feeling, and then what do they do about it?
Well, and that's the exciting part about working with small to medium-sized businesses. Most of us operate somewhere in the middle, the squishy middle of that risk scale. Very few of us are selling multi-million-dollar material handling packages, and very few of us are selling
gum, sure.
packs of gum. It's important to assess where the prospect is on that risk scale so that we can utilize the appropriate skill set. Now, here's the kicker. The skill set required to assist that prospect on the high end of the risk scale is not only different, it's antithetical to the skill set necessary for the lower end of the risk scale.
Gotcha.
And you can have the same person looking at the same item for roughly the same price, say in a jewelry store, for example, and they can be facing very different levels of personal risk because price is not the only determinant.
Right.
There are
It's
personal
not the only
connections.
risk.
Exactly. It's not the only risk factor, as I like to call them. Now, I'd like to take credit for discovering this risk scale. I can't. It was discovered through hardcore research, and I read about it and studied it, and I've looked at a number of different ways of employing it, especially on the small business basis. But let's say, for example, 2 gentlemen walk into a jeweler.
Okay.
One pulled up in a Ferrari, the other pulled up in a nice Mercedes. They're both wearing, one's wearing Gucci, the other's wearing Eddie Bauer. They both have money, it's not a question. They're both looking at roughly $1,000 pendants. Okay, how do I tell where these people are on the risk scale?
Well, money-wise, you wouldn't anticipate that there'd be a difference financially, so you
There
must be
isn't.
alluding to something else.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's all about questions. Assessing risk happens in the first 30 seconds, 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds of interaction. You'll have an idea of where they're going to fall, high or low, and then you start to narrow it down with further skilled questioning. As a sales manager, first thing I would do is make sure I'm aware of this risk scale. I'd make sure I'm aware of what the factors are. And then I develop with my sales teams and teach my sales teams how to ask the appropriate questions. Let's go back to those 2 gentlemen for a second. One of them, he's looking at about $1,000 pendant for his 6th grade little girl who's just about to graduate from grade school.
Okay.
His biggest risk factor is that the wife's going to be upset that he's spoiling his daughter. Okay?
Yeah.
He's not going to take a whole lot of work.
A, the money's not an issue, and B, it isn't that big of a deal.
Emotionally.
Right.
He's just having fun.
Right.
He's out on a lark.
Okay.
Okay? Again, his biggest risk factor is what's the wife going to say?
Right.
Another gentleman, again, financial issues aren't a risk factor. But
Same $1,000 payment.
$1,000
Guy who's
payment,
driving
the Mercedes
Ferrari
and the
Mercedes,
Eddie
they
Bauer
can
and
afford
all,
it.
yeah, absolutely. It's clear he can afford it. You ask the salesperson, a skilled salesperson, an aware salesperson, tell me a little bit about the person you're buying this for. That's how we learned about the 6th grader.
Right.
Okay. This time, it's for his daughter who's graduating from college as a nurse. She's just joined the military, graduated top of her class. He may not see her for several years. And when she was young, she was labeled as learning disabled. This is a big deal for him. He wants to send the right message. Okay?
Gotcha.
There's an emotional risk factor in the second one that doesn't even occur, doesn't apply in the first one. Now, here's the trick. $1,000 might not be enough for the second guy to deliver the message he wants to deliver. $1,000 might be a little too much for the first guy. Probably not, but it could be. An awake salesperson can help both of these gentlemen work through what they're really trying to say and size a gift appropriate to the message they're trying to send. And that's what a skilled salesperson needs to be able to do.
Well, the message for all small business people is to be able to cultivate these selling skills. You see, it isn't just a matter of walking up and talking to people. And unfortunately, we don't have time in this interview to go into it in any greater detail. But folks, that's why we have marketing coaches. And that's what Paul is. So if you'd like some more information about your marketing systems, your sales systems and processes, maybe you should contact him, and let me tell you how to do that. You go to pcmarketingcoach.com. pcmarketingcoach.com. Click on the Your Coach button and look Paul up. And in fact, you could email him directly. Do you mind if I give out your email address?
Please do.
It's Paul Furse, F-U-R-S-E, at ascendmarketing.com. Contact him. He'll give you all the information that you could possibly want relative to how to improve your selling and marketing systems. Paul, incredibly valuable information. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
pleasure.
We will have you back, perhaps on a regular basis.
Look forward to it.
Very enlightening.
Absolutely.
And you stick around too, because we have more. You know, one of the coolest things about being a marketing wizard and the host of BizKaboom Small Business Marketing is that wherever I go, I find people who are practicing smart marketing, and I get to share it with you. And that includes all across the United States, but also throughout all of Europe as well. Recently, I was in the romantic city of Venice, Italy, where I ran across, believe it or not, the actual merchant of Venice, who was practicing the most powerful marketing concept on the planet. Check it out in this edition of the 30-Second Marketer Tip of the Day. I'm in the shop of the Merchant of Venice, where Roberto Bizzutti hand makes beautiful leather books, masks, other things, and they're expensive by comparison to the cheap stuff that you can get downtown. So the question, Roberto, is why is it that your customers come back to you over and over and are willing to pay for the kind of quality that you offer?
Good morning, everybody. My quality is special because I make really by hands. I'm here now are 20 years. Never changed my quality about the leather, about the paper. And so my clients, they know me by long time. I have a very old clients by long time because they start my beginning and they visit Venice for the exposition of Biennale, many reasons every year or every 2 years. And they meet me and they buy every time because my quality is different. But not because I have a different quality, because I use a good leather, I use a good paper handmade. So it's not the typical souvenir around Venice. And I think they saw this particular quality, they appreciate, and is the reason because they want to buy again, because I don't change my style and they can find the same quality every time.
So what we learned from Roberto and the true merchant of Venice is it doesn't matter how big your company is nor how small. If you practice the principle of the unique purchase appeal, you'll successfully differentiate yourself from the competition, attract the right kinds of customers with rock-solid customer loyalty, helping you get more customers who will pay you more money more often and help your business thrive. That's your 30-second marketer tip of the day, but stay with us because we've got more.
You know, there are all kinds of gurus telling you all kinds of things you can and should do to increase your sales. And to tell you the truth, isn't that what I'm doing right now? But here's the problem. While all kinds of people will tell you all kinds of what to do's, almost nobody tells you the how to do it. Almost nobody tells you how you can make it all work and why it will. Almost nobody tells you the fundamental principles you need to employ in all of your marketing, regardless of the way you do it. Fact is, there are 4 essential marketing principles that should be the underpinning, the cornerstones of all your marketing efforts, anywhere, anytime, for any business. They're the how-to-do-its that will determine the success of everything from your business card to a billboard, from a tweet to an infomercial, from YouTube to network television, and from a website to a superstore. You'll discover these 4 essential marketing principles in my audio program called, strangely enough, the 4 Essential Marketing Secrets that guarantee you'll never worry about lousy sales again. I want you to have this audio program, which is normally, by the way, $77 in CD form, $57 delivered digitally, but I want you to have it for just $37 as a special welcome to the BizKaboom Small Business Marketing program. And I personally guarantee you'll be happy with it, or I'll refund the money and you won't even have to return the program. Just go to the 4 Essentials URL below to place your order and use the promo code BOOM1 to get the special deal. Or go to BizKaboom.com and click on the YouTube special to get the same deal. Remember, you won't pay $77 or even $57. You'll get the entire 4 Essential Marketing Secrets program for just $37. And I don't just promise you'll like it, I guarantee it, or your money back.
And so we come to the end of another episode of BizKaboom Small Business Marketing. Please subscribe to the channel and get your friends to do the same with your likes and shares. And don't forget, we'd like to hear what you have to say about the program, so leave your comments below. And tune in next time when we'll have more guests, more insights on how you can get more customers who will pay you more money more often, the fastest, easiest, most cost-effective ways possible, right here on BizKaboom. See you next time.